Afternoon. Obviously, I'm just going to take a few minutes just to check that everything is working. Things run a little bit behind on Facebook, so it's just good to sometimes just do a little check to make sure that we're all connected, and that you can see what I'm doing. So just bear with me a second to make sure that all is working okay. Yay, there I am. Let me make sure that you can hear me. Seems like you can hear me. I'll just bring my microphone a tad closer just to be certain. And let's make sure I can see all of your comments as well. So it is Friday afternoon here in Sheffield and at the UK. And I have an idea of the card that I'm going to make today with you guys. I'm looking forward to doing some crafting. I've been so busy this week, what with one thing or another. Lots of things going on at home, but also we are preparing for our spring release. So it's been a little bit delayed because of some manufacturing delays and getting things shipped to us. So we are releasing a little bit later than I was hoping. However, it's still, you know, a really fantastic release. There are some Easter themed products in the release, so you'll still get it in plenty of time for all of your Easter makes. And there's some other stuff in there as well that you can use all year round anyway. So I know it's been a long time coming because our last release seems to have been so long ago. But yes, it will be here really, really soon. If you've seen our posts on social media, you'll see that there is a schedule on there. There's also a schedule showing on the Facebook page as well. If you're watching us via Facebook, you'll be able to see that. And that will show you the order of events. There is a competition next week as well to guess our new character, and there are actually 2 new characters in the release, so if you guess either one of them, you know, that's great. It's and you don't have to guess the correct character, you just have to have a guess in order to be entered into the competition. So that's really exciting, and 2 new characters is really exciting as well. I've been preparing samples, getting things ready for the photos for the website, and I've had so much fun colouring them all in, playing with them all, and I know you're going to absolutely love them. So, and the design team have loved them as well. So yeah, I'm buzzing to share that with you. So that is next week. So on that note, I probably should say as well, I know there are a few of you who are probably watching this on the replay, might be watching this at a later date, who previously enjoyed watching us live and joining in live when we were on a Thursday evening. So you will be really pleased to know, and Claire and Jess, I'm talking to you specifically here because I know that you loved your Thursday evening lives with us. Next Thursday we will be live at 7:30 in the evening, and I will be going through the entire new release with you. So the sneak peeks earlier in the week will not include our new characters, so we will only be showing you a few sneaky peeks beforehand, because obviously I don't want to show you our new characters until Thursday and once the competition's been drawn. So yes, so if you want to see everything, then Thursday night's live is the one to be around for, because that's where it on the Friday the 24th of March at 6 a.m. and I've made it a little bit earlier this time, just so that maybe you might have a chance to have a look before you go to work, any of you, or before you're going on the school run and get started with your day. So I know sometimes if it's a little bit later, you don't have a chance to look at it until maybe you get home from work, and then some of the deals that we have on the limited edition collections might have already sold through and you might miss out on them. So and some products I know are going to be very low in stock and are going to sell out really quick, because our wholesalers will probably grab some of those as well. So yeah, so that means that everybody has a good chance of getting in there quick. So hi Shawnee. Shawnee's excited. I'm really excited to share them with you. But we've got some crafting to do today, and I have got in mind a particular project. And if you've seen our social media already today, you will see that Annalisa has posted a Get Well Soon card today. So I am going to be bombarding you with Get Well Soon vibes with my live as well today, because mine's going to be a Get Well Soon card, but it's going to be slightly different. Well, it's going to be very different to the one that Annalisa did. So, because it's for a very different, very specific reason. So I'm going to switch you to the overhead camera so you can see the goodies that I've already got out that I'm going to play with. So bear with. See if we can get that. There we go. That seems to all be in view. So these are the goodies that I pulled out that I'm potentially going to use today. I'm going to be using the, so this is the, which one is this one? This is the Kitty Capers stamp set. So I'm going to be using that for the cat. And I'm going to be using the Get Well Soon die, because like I say, I'm going to do a Get Well Soon card. And I'm also going to use the little plaster from our Get Well Soon stamp set. So I'm not going to use any of the whales. I don't think I'm going to use any of the other bits, to be honest. I might potentially use like some of these little accessories, like the little pills and the little sanitizer, which is really cute. But I'm definitely going to use the plaster for that, because the reason for making the card today is because my mum and dad's cat Alfie has been in the wars. He's gone and got himself in a little scrap with one of the neighbour cats, and has got himself a little wound on his head. And I wonder if I can show you a picture of him, because I'm going to try and make this little kitty look like my mum and dad's cat. So let's have a look. He's had a very poorly little, oh bless him. Let's see if we can, oh, it'd help if I didn't just lock my screen, wouldn't it? There we go. So I don't know if you guys can see that. The poor guy's got a poor little wound on his head there, but he's very fluffy. He's kind of a lovely orangey, peachy colour of ginger, with some white bits on his chest. But yeah, he's really been in the wars. So he's ended up, because he's been hooked by this other cat, he's ended up with a little bit of an abscess on his noggin, and he's also got a scratch under his eye there, you can see, that's almost got him in his eye. So he was very lucky there that he didn't get a hook in the eye. So he's feeling a bit sorry for himself, and we're going to go and see my mum at the weekend, because it is also Mother's Day, and I already have a Mother's Day card for my mum, so I thought I'd make a little card for Alfie, bless him, because he's in the wars. So that's the plan. I've got some other dies out, and I've got my porcelain pattern stencil as well, just so that we've got some bits that we might use to build up our card. Just have a little drink of water, my tea there. And I've also got the simple sentiments, because I may well use like a separate sentiment as well, of maybe feel better soon, or there's stay strong, or I wish I could make it better. That's quite a cute one, isn't it? So I might add like a sub sentiment to it, but we'll see how the whole thing comes together. And like I say, I might just do Alfie on there, but we could also have another little kitty on there, wishing him well, maybe with the little nurse's hat on. Oh, that would be quite cute, wouldn't it? That would be cute. So what I'm going to do though is I am going to start with my background, because like I said, I'm going to stencil my background, and I think what that will do for me is it will help me work out my colour scheme, because I've decided I want to go a little bit maybe a bit pastel. So like I said, I'm going to use my little paw prints here for my background. I'm going to take a piece of card that I've already pre-cut. I'm going to use an A6 size card base, so I've got that here as well. And then I've got this bit of cardstock here. It's slightly smaller, which is fine because I am going to cut this down, or I might put this border around it as well. I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm going to do my stenciling onto here. So, and I'm also going to stencil a little bit of cardstock for the Get Well Soon as well. So, but I'm not quite sure what colour I might use for that. So, for my pattern in the background, what colours do I want to use? I'm just going to, if you can hear any odd noises or banging or shouting in the background, is on nights tonight, so he's just chilling before he has to get ready for work, and he's playing on his PlayStation, and the language, the frustration, I don't even know why he does it, because it seems to be so stressful. But there you go. So now I don't know whether to do like an ombre of colours along the back of this, or to pick out different colours as in a bit of a rainbow effect, because I think that might be quite cute, mightn't it? So, and because I have got my rainbow of brushes here, it's going to be quite fun for me to build up, isn't it? So let's see, where would I do them in the right order? And I don't have to use all of the colours, but that is quite sweet, isn't it? So I've got that in place, so now I need to pick out some colours from my my stash here. And like I say, I want to keep it really quite minimal, as very what's the word, very just pale and pastel-y. Pale and pastel-y. Is that the right terminology? Probably not. So let's have a look for some Twisted Citron. We will, for our pink, so we've got a pink, we've got a yellow. For our orange, oh yes, bit of dried marigold. That's a good one. For our purple, I'm thinking maybe some shaded lilac, but I can't quite get to that one. Let's have a look, see if I can get it without knocking the camera. Hi Stacey, how are you? So a nice bit of, oh that's a beautiful shade. A bit of blue. So we want a really nice pale blue, so we'll go with some tumbled glass, and then final one, I think maybe a bit of Twisted Citron, cracked pistachio even, what am I saying? So these are all my colours. Let's move that to one side and let's get some of these cracked open in the correct order as well. I've not gone for a red. I'm not going to go for a red. I'm just going to go in this order. So let's move these down here. I'll try not to put my sleeve in this because I'm pretty certain that's what I'm going to do. So let's just move these out of the way a little bit. There we go. Here we go. So this is going to be so cute. Right, so first up I'm going to do a bit of orange, and I'm just going to pick out some random paws. Oh, this is, I love doing this. So we'll do 4 in the orange for the moment. Pick out some yellow. So I'm going to have a really cute rainbow background here, and that's where these brushes, these little stackable brushes, perfect. Pardon the pun. No, I don't pardon the puns, because we love a pun, don't we? So that's a few random yellows, and we can always go back in and add more colour should we decide to. So at the moment I'm just randomly placing these wherever I think there's enough of a gap between. What about there? And then gradually there'll be less gaps to fill as we go along. I think maybe one there. That's my pinks. Purple. Let's have a little purple in there. And hopefully this will make him feel so much better, bless him. Because I'm sure cats, you know, enjoy receiving cards too. I'm silly, aren't I? But when my mum told me, I said, oh, I need to make him a card. So I thought this is the ideal opportunity to have a little play and make him a cute card. So I'm going to miss out the blue for the minute, because obviously I'm getting fewer and fewer spaces, so I don't want to miss out on doing my, I feel like my crap pistachio might be a little bit dry. Might be time to invest in some more, but we're just about squeezing some out. You can get re-inkers for these, can you? I believe you can. I'm not sure where I would get them from, but I feel like maybe you can. So we've got a bit of the crepe pistachio. That's a really nice pop of green there as well. And a bit in here. If you do go into one of the other little paws, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't think it matters anyway. I think it's going to look cute regardless. So I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go with one more here. Think that's pretty good. So then I can now go in with the blue there. So we're now getting a lovely little pastel rainbow in our little paws. It's really cute. And like I say, having these little brushes is going to make it really easy to do. A little bit of blue there. So we've got some nice bits of spacing going on. I'm just having a little think now about the twisted citron. So a bit of twisted citron just there. And there. So we should be able to fill in most of the gaps with the twisted citron, I feel. There might just be one or two that I think, or do I need to add one of the other colours in? So let's see. Go. So I feel like that's my one that I'm not sure, but I've literally got every other colour going on around it. Maybe the pink. I'm going to take a take a little bit of a gamble and go with the pink. There we go. Yeah, I think that works. So that's looking really cute, isn't it, so far? So I'm going to pop the lids back on here and then we'll do the reveal. I might even do a little bit of a splatter on here of maybe something, either one of the colours that we've used, or I might use some sparkly splatter. But let's have a look, see what it looks like once we reveal. So I'm just going to peel that away. Oh my god, I love it. I love that so much. It's like a cat has walked through your paint palette or walked through all your inks and then made a little inky mess. It's cute, isn't it? So that is really cute. I do like that a lot. So that's my background. I need to clean up my stencil, and then, like I say, I feel like I might do a little bit of a splatter on the background, and I'm trying to think, what colour shall I use for my sentiment? That's my question mark, is what colour to use for my sentiment. So let's have a think. I'm feeling the shaded lilac, I'm not gonna lie. Not so much the orange, not so much the yellow. Twisted citron, it's very spring, the twisted citron, most definitely. That's a really nice colour as well. I think that is a really lovely thought. And then there's the blue, so we could potentially do blue into the lilac, or we could do pink into the lilac. Now he is a little orange cat, isn't he? So blue might work well, because blue and orange are opposite sides of the colour spectrum. So maybe the blue is the way to go. Decisions. So if I'm going to go with that, then I might do some blue splats. Or, one moment please, I do have up here, oh, I've also got these pretty pastels here as well. So I've got some really cute little pastel watercolours here. Let's see if I can get them out. These are absolutely stunning. And these are the colours that you will get from your pad. So these are the little pastel watercolours. They're really good for doing a little bit of splattering. Some this lovely aqua colour is very much like the cracked pistachio, so that would look really nice. So yeah, so they're really pretty to use, and I don't use them hardly at all, and I really should, because they're absolutely stunning. But then I've also got these fine tech paints, which will leave less of you'll be able to see the splatter because it'll be shimmery, but it won't be as in your face as if I did it in a particular colour. So this is my conundrum. Do I do just that, where it's just a pale shimmer in the background, or do I do a full-on blue look? I think I'm going to go with the shimmer because I want it to be a bit more subtle than perhaps the blue would make it, because the blue will then mix with the other colours that are on the page as well. So let's go with it. Sorry that you've got my head in view there. So I'm just going to add a bit of water to this. Bit of water onto, and I love this colour in particular. which is just kind of a silver. I think I've got a little bit of fluff in there. Let's remove that. My hair just gets everywhere. Right, so I'm going to take an acrylic block, just make sure that that's got nice and watery, otherwise we won't get any splatters. And I'm going to use the edge of my block just to help me do some tapping motion. It is literally going everywhere. Love that. You can flick off the side as well, but I think that tends to get more of a swoosh than a splat, if you know what I mean. So I think that's a decent amount of splatter. I turn it around a little bit. I just want to get a bit more at this top edge, because a lot of our background in the middle is potentially going to be covered up with sentiment. So there we go. I think that'll be fine. And then this, just leave that, because that will just dry and you'll be able to use that again. So I now have a little bit of shimmery splatter on there. So I don't know whether you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera. Can you see that that is going to be super shimmery when that dries? And it's just going to look really, really gorgeous. So I now need to wipe my surface, because I literally covered everything here, haven't I? Okay, move that out of the way before I spill it as well. So my sentiment, I could cut it from cardstock, I could cut it from patterned paper. Don't have to ink blend it, so that is also a bit of a question. I'm just going to pop this behind me before I smudge it with my sleeve. So let's have a think. What should we do for our sentiment? Got a bit of card here. Is that going to be? That's not going to be quite big. Could that be actually the perfect size? Yes, I love it when that happens, when you get a scrap of cardstock that is the perfect size. Yay! So I think that was meant to be, wasn't it? So we should definitely have a go at ink blending this. So what colour shall I do? Do we have any votes? Any votes for the colour scheme? For a little ginger cat. That's my little ginger cat. That's my little ginger cat. I'm still feeling the lilac, you know. I might go with the lilac. The lilac is speaking to me. So I'm going to go with it and see what happens. So what's everybody up to on this Friday? What are we all doing while I'm crafting away here? Are you guys crafting along? Are you watching secretly on mute while you're at work? Which I know sometimes people do. I won't name names. Don't want anybody getting into bother, do we? But yeah, what's everyone up to? Look how creamy and easy this is to just ink blend onto this cardstock. I mean, that just looks stunning. I love that. I absolutely love it. I think the reason that I like this particular shaded lilac is that it does have some really blue undertones, so that will go really well with what we're trying to do. Now I was inclined to maybe add a little bit of a deeper purple. Obviously I still want to keep it quite pastel-y, so I don't want to go fully mad with the deeper shade. So I'm just going to do that at the bottom and then let it fade away, so it's a bit of an ombre type effect, because I think that'll just add a bit of interest then when we die cut it. So let's pop these back. away. Oh yeah, that can fit there. And I'll just clean up my brush because purple is quite a strong colour, so I want to make sure that we've got that clean. Lovely. Pop that in there. And clean our surface. So cleaning as we go. That's out of the way. So then my next task, I think, is going to be, and I will cut this out actually, but then I'm going to look at stamping out my images. So roll this up, because I don't think I'm going to do any more ink blending at this stage. So we'll roll that one up. Emma says that she's watching whilst working from home. I love that. That is the ideal thing, isn't it, to do when you're working from home, I think. Just have a bit of craftiness on in the background, keeping you company. Nice that you can work from home on a Friday afternoon as well. I'm loving that. That's really good. I mean, I must admit, I do love that I get to do this on a Friday afternoon with you guys. I think eventually over the next few weeks we may move back to an evening setup, but that's the way around, isn't it? It should be orange next, I think. But I'll keep you posted as to when that will be. There we go. Make sure we've got all of those bristles in there. I don't like to bend any of them back because they never bend back up again. There we go. Okie dokie. It's always so much to have to clean up and tidy up sometimes, which I know is not very interesting to watch. But I mean, working in such a small space, which I know most of us are, aren't we? So if you don't clean up as you go, you end up in quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. Right, there we go. We're organised now. Let's get this cut out, shall we? I'd love to know what you guys are all up to this weekend as well. It's a bit too wide to go through my little machine, so I'm going to have to put it through the big machine, this one. So bear with. Oh, this is going to look so lovely. Let's pop this out. So it actually comes out in two pieces, the get well. So pop that out, come out. There we go. What I might do is cut this out as well out of some foam so that we can get it. How cute is that? So we can get it all raised up. So that on top of there. Love it. So where is my foam? Where is my foam? Where is my foam? Here we go. So I feel like I perhaps want to put this onto a coloured background as well. So that doesn't quite fit. That's annoying. Doesn't quite fit onto that scrap either. So let's see if we can find another piece. I think got another piece out. All that crinkling for a piece of foam. So I'll just pop that on there and then I can just trim around it, and then I'll save this piece for future. I'm going to cut it in half just so that it's easier to store. I'll pop this through the big machine, the big old Gemini. Yes, I'm liking that. Oh, I've had a bit of a thought. I've had a thought. I've had a thought. But it might not work. It might be. It might just have to remain a thought if it doesn't work. But we'll see. So, get them soon. Pop out all the bits. Yes. And if you wanted to, you know, you could just do your card like this. You don't have to add any of the extra bits that I'm going to add, but I do think that would be ideal. So that's going to create my my dimension for my sentiment. So I think what I'll do, while we've got it to hand, I might as well finish this bit and then we'll move on to our next element. So I'm going to add some glue onto my foam, just dotting it around all of the bits here. Little dots. You don't need to put absolutely loads on, but I like to make sure that I've covered, you know, as much as I can, because you don't want it to fall off. Annalisa says, hello, have I missed everything? I love the multicoloured paws and it's raining buckets here. It's actually, Annalisa, here on that we have to have a little weather update, don't we, from different sides of the world that we're on. It's actually quite pleasant in terms of it seems a little bit brighter, a bit more sunshiny than it has been, but it is still very, very cold. So I've been working in my office this morning, and I've had my heated blanket on my knee, which I always seem to do at the moment. I'm so fed up of it now. I need some sunshine in my life. So one exciting thing that has happened this week is that Ant and I have booked a little trip away, a little getaway. I'm going to use, I've got a couple of bigger acrylic blocks here. That'll be ideal for just weighting that down. So yeah, so I have, I love hearing about your weather. What is your temperature? Our temperature is, I think it was probably around 10 degrees, which, like I say, is not too bad compared to how it's been. What about you? What's your temperature? Yes, we're going on a little getaway, just 4 days, short break to Palma. So it's actually 21 degrees there at the moment, which is so much better than here. It's not going to be probably, you know, it's bordering on sunbathing weather, but not fully. So but it is going to be, I guess, t-shirt weather, so we'll be able to just you know, walk around with t-shirts and a nice you know, maybe a pair of shorts or something in the daytime, which will be nice. Annalisa saying 10 degrees is awesome, it's -2 here. That is shockingly cold. Oh, I don't know how you do it. Are you able to have the heating on, Annalisa? Can you afford your heating? Because here in the UK, having the heating, we're banned from having the heating on because it's just too expensive. It's just ridiculous. So I was having a little drinky poos there. Sorry about that. Just let's have a cup of tea. Now, my little idea was, might not work because it might be a little bit busy, but the Brighter Days paper pad is absolutely gorgeous for this time of year. It's very spring themed, lovely colour scheme, really, really pretty designs. It's a really lovely set, this one, and I don't use it nearly as much as I should, and the quality of the paper is unreal. It's so good. So, but the paper that I was looking for was this one because it is purple. Well, it's that lilac shade, which is gorgeous, but it might be a bit busy. So this is my worry, is that it might be a little bit too much in the background there. But I did think it is going to go beautifully with the rest of the card, isn't it? It's very, very, it's going to be very sweet, but it might be a bit too much because it's, you know, it's broken up with pattern. If the pattern was smaller, it might work. We've also got this gorgeous stripe, but again, that might be a little bit too busy in the background there. It needs something to break it up, so it probably needs an extra layer, which we could do. We could do an extra layer of just the purple. Bear with. We get a couple of sheets of cardstock out here. So I've got this darker. This is the kind of the pastel coloured cardstock that or colour scheme that we're going for. So that could be nice to break that up, or we could use the darker, but again, that's moving it away from being very pastel-y. So it could be a bit too much. The alternative, if we're not using the paper, which we don't have to do, is to layer up here just with the white in the background, which we might do, but I think I might do the light purple. Yeah, I think that just keeps it a little bit more springtime pastels. So I think we'll go with that. That's my decision. The decision made. So Annalisa says that she loves the Brighter Days pad, but it is a bit much. And so far you haven't been banned from putting the heating on, but who knows what the future is. So we're not officially banned. That's just me and Anne have banned ourselves from using it. I don't want to give the misrepresentation that the UK government has banned us from putting the heating on. But, I mean, they might as well have done because, you know, none of us can actually afford to have the heating on. So it's as good as a ban, really, because they're not doing anything really to help us be able to afford our heating. So, you know, that's my view on it. Not to get too political, but I just can't stand being cold in my own home. I think it's just not right, is it? So yes, so yeah, it's not an official ban, Annalisa. It is a personal ban. Shani says she loves the colours, and Annalisa is voting for the light purple. Shani says, I'm at my craft desk playing with old and new goodies. Sadly being off work again, had a bug and have to clear 48 hours. Back in work this weekend and struggling with my crafty mojo. Oh no, well hopefully this will give you some crafty mojo. And I would suggest that if that's what you're struggling with, which we all go through that, don't we? I think just doing a cute little background with some rainbow paws could be the solution, because I think that's going to brighten up anybody's day. And if you're feeling poorly as well, you can make yourself a little get well soon card. How's that for an idea? So let's do this, shall we? So I'm going to do, so these are the A6 layering dies. It's absolutely essential set of dies. If you don't have them, where have you been? You need these in your life, because you're going to use these pretty much on every card you make, because they're going to give you that perfect layering, matting and layering that you need. So pop that one on there. So that's going to be the second kind of size, and then the third one down is going to fit nicely inside there and give us that little border. It's also going to, if we pop it on there, it will still be plenty big enough for us to fit our sentiment in the centre. So that one's going to be ideal. Need a bit more washi tape here. So pop that on there. There we go. And then we'll pop these both through the die cutting machine. Pop the rest of that cardstock back for future. So I think that's well, it is one of our Time for Tea paper cardstock colours, and I think it's called, oh, it's Pansy something. I'm sure it's called Pansy something. Perfect Pansy, or the in fact I will tell you in a moment. So get that out there. I always forget that I've got these swatches made up of all of our cardstocks so that I can remember the colours. So the darker purple is the Pansy Pop, but this one is Sweet Macaroon. So there you go, bit of Sweet Macaroon. And then we've also got all of our lovely metallics and glitter papers as well there. So there you go. So Annalisa says, when you are sick, it's so hard to have Crafty Mojo. It really is, you know. And Annalisa says she's not been feeling well for about a week, but on the mend now. I'm glad you're on the mend. My dad is also not feeling very well. So actually he might be a bit disappointed that he doesn't get a get well soon card, because he's not very well. So I might have to make him one after this, otherwise he'll get face on, won't he? I've just thought about that. I'm here making cards for the cat, and my dad has got a really bad cough. He thought at one point he might have bronchitis, but I don't think it's developed into that. But I think it's certainly feeling bad enough, you know. And you know what men are like. They have worse flu than anyone, don't they? So he's definitely feeling it. And my mum is also feeling it. So what I could do, oh, I know what we could do. We could make this a joint card. So Annalisa, you missed the beginning. So it's my mum and dad's cat Alfie. Our cat's Arnie. Confusing, I know. So my mum and dad's cat Arnie is Alfie. Oh God, even I'm doing it now. He's been in the wars. He's been fighting one of the neighbourhood cats. They've been having a scrap, and he's ended up with a cut on his head that's then turned into an abscess. So because he's got such thick fur, they've not noticed that he's had a wound on his head, and he's then got an abscess. So he's had to go and have that dealt with at the vets, and he's got a big lump and a little kind of scar, or bald patch bless him, on his head. So yes, so my mum said, oh, you'll have to make him a get well soon card, and I was like, yes, that's what I'm doing today. But also my dad is not very well, so he will be very jealous. So I need to represent my dad as well, don't I, in this card? So we can have both. One can be Alfie and one can be my dad. Now that could be my dad, potentially, couldn't it? Not feeling very well, feeling a bit sorry for himself, a bit grumpy. So I think I'll make my dad the grumpy cat because, to be fair, even when he's not very well, I would say he was a grumpy cat. So, and then from the get well soon, should I say, stamps, I'm going to take out the nurse's hat, just in case. I'm going to take the little bottle of pills. I'm going to take the sanitizer and the plaster for Alfie's head. What else have we got in here? We could take the pills as well, couldn't we? Let's get the pills on there. Let's get all of the medicines. Lovely. So that's that. This is going to be so cute, right? And then I can use one of these extra sentiments on here, I think. Maybe. Let's have a see. Let's stamp these dudes first. Okay. So yeah, I think you know, still getting lots of people not feeling so great, aren't we, at the moment? And I did hear a little bit of a report on some morning program the other day that was saying that colds and flus are taking as much longer to get over these days, where before an average cold might be gone in a week or two, it's now taking 3 or 4 weeks to get over, which is not good, is it? There we go. So poor buddy, I love the card is for the cat. Annalisa says, I've been colouring the plaster and the pills the last few days. I love them. Sorry, pills, not bills. Hello Emma, how are you? So yes, I mean, this is such a great little set, isn't it? For anybody who needs a little pick-me-up. Sorry, I'm just declogging the end of my glue here before it gets itself fully clogged up, which it looks like it might be doing. There we go, got it sorted. There we go. Okie dokie, right, what do I do? So the only question mark is, what colour cat do I make my dad? So my dad has got dark hair. He's very similar, like colouring to me. You know, he's got dark hair, and I was going to say he's similar colouring to me. He's got dark hair and a moustache. I don't have a moustache, so just in case any of you are wondering, I actually don't. No matter what I might tell you. Yes, so he is dark colouring. He does have brown eyes though. Does he have brown eyes? I've just made myself think then. I'm sure he has brown eyes. He's got kind of hazily coloured eyes. But so I think I'll make him more or less a black cat, because that would suit his colouring. And then we know that Alfie is going to be a bit ginge. So that's my colour scheme. And then I'm going to stick with the kind of the pastel rainbow that we've done for the rest of the card. So one of the things, and I know I've probably shown you, I've definitely shown you this before. One moment. This is my little stack of Colour Max that I've kept for myself, where I've coloured certain people, or I've coloured certain images in different colours that I want to remember. And ginger cats are ones that I can never remember, so I've kept a little colour map of this ginger kitten here, so that I can replicate it for when I'm doing cats. But because Alfie is a bit of a paler ginger, I might switch up some of these colours just so he's a little bit more of a pastel ginger cat. So let's have a look, see what colours I've got here. So it's telling me a YR20, a Y21, which I know is one that is running out, a YR14, and a YR24 and 27. But I also really like the YR02 is a lovely peach colour. And then what other colour have I been using lately for the peachy tone? Where's it gone? YR01 Peach Puff is really cute as well. So I might go with those colours to help me get a little bit more of a peachy coloured cat. So I might substitute that for maybe, oh, that goes really well together. I like those together. So yeah, that is very, very yellowy, so I'm gonna pop that one to one side because I don't think that one's going to work for us. And I'm going to go with these colours here as my starting point. So shall I zoom in a little bit? Let's zoom in a bit. Come on, there we go. One more. So I'm going to start with my lighter colour. Now, I know a lot of times we might start with the darkest colour to get our shading, but for something like this, because I'm building up the colour and the layers, I like to start with the lightest. So so this is just like the base colour of my kitten. So around his ears, and then I'm going to bring colour in around his eyes here, but the picture of Alfie does have him with a white chin and then a white ruff. So I'm not going to bring that all the way around. I'm going to bring it to about there. He's got little white feet. I feel like he's got white feet. I might have to check that. And then he's got a fully ginger tail. So let's have a look at him. Oh, he's not showing me his feet. Look, I'll show you his injury. Annalisa, look at his poor little noggin. Oh, that's my cat. Look at his poor noggin. Poor guy. This is a picture of my cat's fluffy toes. Look at them yeti feet. So cute. Okay, so fully ginger tail, but white feet. So that's a nice base colour, that, I think. And then we're going to go in with the peach puff to just add. This is a little bit pinkier, which I think works in this instance. We'll just add a few little stripes of this around the front and then around the middle of his tail. Cute. Then for the third shade, which is the YR02, which is a bit more orangey and a bit more, you know, a bit brighter, I think I'm going to use this then to create a few little stripes. So we will add the stripes in like so. A few around his feet. Speaking of cats, somebody must have heard they were being discussed You've come to say hello. Oh, that's very cute. Hello there. What can we do for you? Hello. As if on cue, just as we're colouring in the cat. It is quite an injury, isn't it, poor guy? So let's have a look at this. Bit more of an orange colour over the top there. Yeah, that's working really well. Hello there. You've just been showing everyone your fluffy little Yeti feet. You've got crazy Yeti feet, haven't you? Crazy little Yeti feet. Okay, which colour am I going to go with? That's a bit too light, I think. Let's try this one. It's probably a bit too dark. One moment while I have a little stew over what colour I'm going to use here. I can hear you. The YR20 is definitely the best one. YR31. YR21. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Just to tone down a little bit of that peachiness. Just go over some of that. Yes, that's perfect. Perfect. What do you think, Maisie? And that's just going to blend out some of those little so sorry, that was the YR21, which is the cream colour, and I'm just going to use that to soften some of those little tiger stripes that we've put in, and also to tone down some of the peachiness, so he still looks like he's a little ginger cat. So that, I'm really pleased with that little colour combination. Oh, she's come and sat down next to me. Hello, little one. I'll bring you a bit closer. Hello there. Such a good girl. She's adorable. Okay, so for our little cheeks and for the ears, I'm going to use a bit of R30, which is a really pale pink. Use that for the nose, some cheeks, and because that can sometimes blend back a little bit, I'm going to use the R21 just to add a little brighter bit of colour to it, but it'll mixing the two together will tone down the brightness of the R21. So that's cat number one. So that's little Arnie. So my dad then, what should we do with my dad? So my dad, like I said, I think I want to make him more or less a black cat without making him totally black, because if you go too dark you'll not really be able to see any of the details. So I am going to go in with the darkest shade here. So this is my N7, and I'm just going to use this for the areas that are going to be darkest. So just in some small areas, not going mad, but just where there is going to be shadow, that's where I'm going to add that bit of darkness. There we go. And then the N5 will be my next colour, and I'll bring that out, that shadow out a little bit more. So has anybody got crafty plans this weekend? What are we all up to? Oh, my brother's arrived. This could be a bit a bit traumatic. Everybody's trying to get in on the action. Sorry baby, there's not enough room for us all, is there? We need to get an extra chair in here so we can all hang out together. They used to be, when they were kittens, they could sit next to each other on the chair next to me. But now they've grown too much and they're far too big. So this feels like this pen might be drying out a little bit. I've used the N shades of grey so much. So I'm bringing the colour into the middle from the outside in. I'm going to leave his face quite pale, for the simple reason that I don't want to obliterate his features. So he's going to have a little bit of highlight in the middle with the, I could do with the M0 might be a bit too pale, but we'll see. All of that. Yeah, the M3 definitely feels much drier than this one. So I may have to replace. Lovely. So is anybody celebrating St. Patrick's Day today? It's not something that we've ever celebrated, myself and Anne, but I know a lot of people do. So what are you doing if so? So I'm just blending those bits together there, blending that a bit more. Like I say, this seems very dry, this pen, so I've not got the best blend that I would have liked. It's a bit dry, but that's looking quite cute. And most black cats, like little Maisie and Arnie here, do have a black nose, so you can have a black nose. And then I'm going to use the R21 on top of this to give him little rosy cheeks, because even though he's poorly, I want him to have some little rosy cheeks. Annalisa says, no, we don't celebrate it, but the students in this area certainly do. A good excuse to drink. Yes, I do think that is probably one of the main reasons why people who wouldn't normally celebrate it do celebrate it, if that makes sense, because it is a good excuse to just go out and have a nice party, isn't it? So let's pop these back, so we don't need those. So I'm going to colour in the rest of my accessories, and I'm going to move that now because my point of reference is going to be our lovely background, and I want to pull out some of these background colours. So my little plaster, I think my little plaster I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make that green. So favourite colour combination at the moment is YG41, which is a really nice kind of minty green. It's called pale cobalt green, which I don't know whether that is a thing or not, but, and then the YG07 is the acid green, and that seems to blend with it really nicely, so that you can add a little bit of depth. You can also, if you want to go a little bit deeper, go for the YG09, because that's a really nice cool shade of green. So we've got that for his little plaster, which is cute. Emma says, I'm going to try and get back in the crafty shack after it was invaded by mice. Everything's been cleaned, just need to sort out what has and hasn't been chewed. Naughty little monkeys. Do you know what? They'll have found a little way in, won't they? And it'll have been warm, and there'll have been lots of materials in there like paper that they will have been enjoying having a little chew on. Oh dear, naughty little mice. Naughty little mices. Okay, so I feel like I've got a little bit of a bunged up nose here, so I'm sorry about that if you can hear me snuffling. So I think I'm going to make this little nurse's hat, which I know isn't the right colour. This isn't what nurses caps would look like. Let's look at the G09 for this one to add a little bit of depth so you can see the difference from the previous one. I'm just going to use this to a little bit of depth around that as well. You can see how that does just blend really nicely. Yeah, like that. Okay, very nice. So we now want, I think we need something pink. So a bit of pink. So I'm going to go with some RV10 and RV21 here. And I think I'm going to make this hand sanitizer pink. So I'm just picking out little bits of it to make pink. Adding a little bit of the RV21, and you know, you don't have to go mad with the colour because it is such a small space. And then I think I'm going to make the little heart in the centre blue, and just add a little bit of, so this is BO1, sorry, just to make that a little bit deeper. And then a bit of cool grey 3, cool grey 1, just to deepen that up. In fact, just the cool grey 1, that was enough, I think, to sort that out. I might use the pink in the centre of the little cap. Nice. So I think now, so we're getting a nice little representation of the colours in here. We've got the kind of aqua minty green colour, we've got the blue, we've got the pink, we've got our peachy orange. So the colours that we're missing really are probably a bit more blue and maybe a bit of yellow, I would say. So I'm going to go with blue on the bottle here because I think that's going to work really nicely for this. That'll be pretty cool. And then for the centre of that, I think we can probably make that a really nice yellow. What colour is that one? Trying to decide which colour yellow. I think we will go with this one actually. And then the pills, I think I'm going to make yellow as well. And I can just brighten that up. There we go. And yeah, and I think we might make the other end of those blue. So yellow and blue pills. And if they are a particular kind of pill that anybody knows, I have no idea if they are, but we'll make that pink on top as well. Why not? Why not have multicoloured pills? And then the cool grey one. Just add a little bit of depth there. Yay! So that's all of our little accessories. So let's get these guys cut out, shall we? And then we can start building. So let me have a look, because I'll probably have to put this through a bit at a time. Just chop those out. And get my little die cutting machine at the ready. So, which dies do I need? These are the get well soon. So in here, I need, what's going on? What's going on? It's got stuck away from there. I need the pills. We need those little pills, don't we? We need the plaster. We need the hand sanitizer. A little hat. And where's my pill bottle? And that's my pill bottle. So that's cute. Oh, and I'll zoom out as well. And then for the cats, I need the little fat fluffy cat and then the little grumpy cat. Very cute. There we go. Things back in there. There we go. Right in there, little one. And a nice little sleep. So let me just move this up here and then you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully it won't get my big head in the way. So it's also actually Red Nose Day today, so not only is it St. Patrick's Day, it's also Red Nose Day, isn't it? So for us in the UK, of course. Oh, there's somebody at our front door. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that, but I know I can't. So let's have a bit more tape here. That made Maisie run to have a look and be nosy. Little nosy. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. That's my neighbour downstairs. So just adding a bit of washi tape onto here. And pop that there, and then we can pop these through our die cutting machine. So let's have a look. There, and then just got the little pills, so these we'll just have to whiz them around until we've got them in the right place. Again, sorry if my head pops into view. So that will, oh, I thought I had it then, I thought I'd nailed it, but that's the one, that's the one. But I must admit that having long nails does make it quite tricky sometimes to line these up. That is the disadvantage of having the longer nails. So Annalise says, I've never heard of Red Nose Day, I'll have to Google it. And Emma says, thankfully I keep my electronic machines and Copics in the house, so it's mainly stamps and papers. I did find a little nest which had foil in it. They must have wanted some colour. Oh, that's really very cute. Annalisa says, YG41 07 and 09, writing that down for future reference. Definitely. And it's G09, so it's YG07 but then G09 that goes really well. Shani says that my new Copic storage arrived today and it looks great. Thanks for your advice. I will pop a pic on the group later if that's okay. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, definitely do that. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, show us what it looks like. There's something just really, I don't know, satisfying about seeing loads of coloured pens being stored in rainbow order, isn't there? It's just one of those things that only crafters will understand, and yeah, I love it. So yeah, definitely show us the end result. I can't wait. So I just need to zoom back out a bit. There we go. How's that? That's a bit better, isn't it? Let's have a little look, see what we've got here. And then I need to figure out where they're all going to go, because obviously my sentiment's quite large, and I want to get everything on here. So this is my excuse me, my background, and then that's my sentiment. Okay, and then zoom, and then my thoughts were that we'd have grumpy little dad at the top. If only he knew how I was talking about him to everyone. And then we could have maybe the little ginger one there, because you can still read the sentiment. The get well soon still makes sense, I think. I think it does anyway. And we're also potentially going to add in a little sub sentiment, aren't we? So maybe just add a little hat somewhere abouts, and a little, because he's on antibiotics as well, so there is little antibiotics. And then he is going to have his plaster on his head there, because he's got a wound on his poor little noggin. I feel like maybe that needs to go up there. It's too close. And then we've got the little hand sanitizer, which can maybe go there. I don't know whether to put the little hat on my dad there. That'd be quite cute, wouldn't it? You could wear the little nurse's hat, but I like the fact that you can see his ears have gone back. So we'll pop the little thing on there, and then maybe he can be holding on to his hand sanitizer. Yes, I quite like that. The plaster on the head kills me. This is adorable. So Red Nose Day, Annalisa, is it's a charity marathon TV event, a telethon, is it they called them? I don't know, back in the day. So basically it used to be a TV program that went on for like 24 hours, and then you would donate throughout the TV program, and people would do different events around the country that would then be televised and reported on throughout the course of the event. And then at the end of the however many hours, you'd have raised millions and millions, hopefully. So now it doesn't go on for as long as it used to, but it is a full evening of TV entertainment all around, raising money for the Red Nose charities, which are UK based and also worldwide based. So there's a number of different people that benefit from the fundraising. And it's I think it is in kind of a comic relief is the charity, and the idea of Red Nose Day is that it's the red nose is the clown, which is meant to be kind of a comic, but clowns actually scare everybody, don't they? So I forgot my little pills as well. They need to go somewhere, don't they? So we'll find a little place for them. So yeah, I find them to be very scary clowns, but it's now become, instead of it being like kind of a comic relief telethon, whatever it perhaps may have started out as, it's now just called Red Nose Day, and that's when we all they donate, people will donate for charity throughout the course of the evening. So it's a great thing. Everybody gets involved in some way or shape or form. Lots of people, like schools and things, will be encouraged to wear red today in support, and obviously donate, and people do different charity fundraising daft things, you know, to encourage people to sponsor them and stuff. Annalisa says all they need is a hot water bottle. Yes, I feel like my little cat needs one of those like little ice bags on his head, and like you say, a little hot water bottle would be so cute. So I feel like I need a set that is for that, definitely. So that might have to be a future design. So let's start popping some of this together. I'm going to pop his little plaster on his head, pop a little bit of glue on his head where his little injury is, and I'm not going to pop that on there just yet till I've fully decided where I'm committing to everything. So let's pop this onto here, some glue. That lined up as best we can. So Emma, what is the first project that you're going to make once you're back in the crafty shack? What's your thoughts? Might do that. I think I'm going to do that flat because we're going to have a lot of dimension on the front here. So I think I am going to do this as a flat layer. Yeah. What's your first thing that you're going to do? Have anybody got any particular events that they need to? I think I might just turn it this way up, and I'll tell you why. It obviously doesn't matter which way up you do it, but this particular little aqua paw was clashing with where I wanted to put my aqua hat, so I think it might work better that way around. It's a small thing, it might not make any difference. So do I keep my cat down at the bottom there? I think I'm going to keep him right down at the bottom rather than covering up my sentiment. So I've changed that idea as well, but that's fine. We can do that, it's our project, we can do what we want. So, oh, hello there. Did anybody hear a little squeak then? Might have been too quiet a squeak for anybody else to hear. Oh, anyone hear that? I don't know if I explained it very well, Annalisa, but I had a go. But definitely Google it. But it's a UK thing, so it will mean absolutely nothing to you. So, hello there. This is Arnie squeaking as he was. Hey Arnie, how are you? Don't get glue on your bum. What can we do for you? Had visits from you both, which we like. So put them in place. So I have some of my foam is squidged out the side a little bit, but I'm not going to get too upset about that. So yeah, I think one little cat here, and then one little cat there, or maybe that covers up too much of the edge, you see. So I think he can go here and he can go just here. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I need some foam tape. Foam tape. Right. Let's chop a little bit of this because it's going to lean on the top of here as well. So I just need enough to support him, and then this guy's not going to need any on the top there, but it will need some on his bum, so I'm going to use my wider tape for this. Just chop that down. Just there. Cute. And then we've got our other little accessories here, haven't we? So I do think that that'll look quite cute on there. Bit of hand sanitizer. Just there might look quite cute. And then there's Arnie's, Alfie's even, his little pill bottle. Just there. And maybe some pills. Just randomly there. That could be quite adorable, couldn't it? Emma says, I've got both my parents' birthdays in the next couple of weeks, and if I get in there tomorrow, my mum's Mother's Day card, so I don't have to buy one. That's it. You're going to have to get in quick, aren't you, for that one? But yeah, it is. It was my mum's birthday at the beginning of the month, so she got a handmade birthday card for that. But she hasn't. So far, I haven't made her a Mother's Day card, which is a bit naughty, isn't it? So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there because he's sticking his bum up a little bit, his little feet up. So I want to make sure he stays put, and then I'll add a bit of glue to the hand sanitizer. I'll pop that just there. And then I'm going to pop these up just so that you can see them. So tiny bit of my this is the large foam roll, but the thinner shaker style roll. So that's perfect for this. And I'll have to do a really tiny bit for my little pills just there. Just there. Cute. So one of the ideas that I did have was to put an extra little sentiment in the middle, but I may not do that. But let's have a look. So the feel better soon feels like it's just saying the same thing, doesn't it? So what about there's some really nice sentiments in here as well for other things, you know, like the I wish I could make it better, I'm here for you, I'm so proud of you, you have my heart, never not thinking of you. There's a get well soon in there as well, and the stay strong is really cute as well, isn't it? So I wish I could make it better, might be a bit too long. Yeah, it's a bit too long, so I'm going to leave that. So it was a nice idea, but I think I'm going to leave it because I think it looks pretty cute the way it is, to be honest with you. So finishing touches for this one. Stay strong. I was going to go with the stay strong, but I might just leave it. You know, sometimes it's better to quit while you're ahead, isn't it? And not to. Sometimes less is more, and then I can add a nice little sentiment on the inside as well. But I think that that's looking pretty cute the way it is. So finishing touches, like I say, I am just going to add a few little highlights with my jelly pen, my jelly roll pen. So some little whiskers on there, and a few little kind of stripes and fur marks, which will be very cute. Same on my little bottles as well. I'm tempted to add a bit of glossy accents to them, to the bottles, because I think that would be very sweet. few little whisker marks, and feet. And then just on here, let's see what I don't want to put that. Nice. So the other thing that I really enjoy doing is adding some highlights to my sentiments, because I do think that that makes them pop a lot. So just highlighting different parts of the letters. Just finishes them off a little bit. And I'm just varying whereabouts I do them, top or bottom, which side gets the little dots. A little bit of contrast. Yay, that's quite cute. I like it. And then the final bit, unless I do go for glossy accents, which I might just do, is to add a bit of this glaze. So I'm going to add some black glaze to the eyes and the nose, because that really will make those pop, and then to the eyes of my little cat there. And then what we're going to do was add maybe a bit of glossy accents, I said, didn't I? So a bit of glossy accents to these little pills and to my bottle as well. Just make it look like it's made of glass. Just those little finishing bits, aren't they, that just, I do think that they do just finish it off. So Annalise says, yes, quit while you're ahead is a good idea. I know I need to tell myself that more when I'm making cards, because I am a bit of, let's just put everything on there possible. But I feel like there's a little bit of a balance issue here. I feel like I wish I had something else up there, which maybe I could do some more pills up there, or another plaster at the top there, which would be quite cute. But for the moment, I think I'm going to leave it like that, because I think it's really cute, and I think it's going to really get the message across. It's bright and it's cheerful, and it's got both my poorly recipients represented. So hopefully they're both feeling much better when they see this card. Oh, I really like that. I think that's turned out really, really cute. I hope you've enjoyed that too. It's been another fun, crafty afternoon on a Friday. I hope that means that everybody's work day is over now and we can relax and have a nice crafty weekend. Have a fantastic weekend whatever you're doing. I will see you, I think the first I will probably see you will be Tuesday now, with the first of our sneaky peek reveals of the new spring release. So look out for newsletters, look out for us on social media, and look out for the reveal videos on YouTube as well next week. And I'll see you live here again at 7:30 on Thursday evening for the full reveal before it's released on Friday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. I will just switch over. I've said all of that and you could have been looking at me. So you can see that the door there is opened up a little bit because we've had cats visiting. Oh dear, my cameras all over the place. So sorry about that. So yes, so I will see you all next Thursday for the live. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all. Yay! I'll see you all next week. Thanks guys, see you soon. Bye.